So I've tried my best. I've been literally telling you here in the channel, screaming, if Bitcoin breaks this level, it's game over. Bitcoin is going much lower. Urgent Bitcoin update. Do not trust this crypto bounce. Yet, if you have been listening, congratulations. If you haven't, like, I don't know what to tell you. This is the weekly outlook since I've been screaming that we are going to go lower. Now, there are a bunch of reasons to this, but the reason why we had this massive crash was exactly because of this. I tweeted yesterday, pray that we do not break below the 3.202 trillion mark on the total market cap. We did not only a little bit, it's an impulsive break and close below on the daily chart, which basically marks a market structure shift on the day, as I explained yesterday here on the channel. If you have missed it, I'm gonna recap today. And if you don't know who I am, my name is 𝗏𝗏. I do these 5 to 10 minute updates. Been here since 2016, and we're called the 100x Club because I make 4% a month profit, and compounding in 10 years, that's 100x your wealth. You can ChatGPT that. If that sounds good, subscribe to the channel and come back for every single day another show. Let's get going. Very important. Yesterday, I closed my Bitcoin short at $8,700 profit on Bitfunded. The reason why I did that is because I didn't want the market to start ripping, because everything is driven by news. Now, very important, not just crypto, okay? It's not just crypto. There are 1.3 trillion wiped from the US stock market. S&P fell 2.1% today. Possibly can be the beginning of that 10-15% correction that I think we need to mark the bottom in Bitcoin as well. And it's very important that the last time we've seen that was back in February 19th. So you see this massive 15% correction on the stock market, 21% correction on the stock market happened on in February. Now, interestingly, what was happening back then? Trump was saying that Trump was throwing the tariffs around, especially with the EU. And the EU responded, we will respond firmly. That was right here on the Pico top of the S&P. Why? Because there was uncertainty. And guess what happens now? Same thing. Trump wants Greenland. He doesn't want, countries doesn't want him to get Greenland. So yet again, what he does is he's threatening not only the world as he did in February, but specifically EU countries. This is the response from the EU coming. They are planning on a 93 billion tariff retaliation to Trump. Now, guess what? Guess what? That is exactly looking like could be the top as it was back in February. So finally, I mean, I'm not happy about this, but finally I see where the correction, I've been saying this correction coming on the stock market for us to mark the bottom. I've been saying this forever, that Q1 has to have a 10-15% correction on the stock market for us to see smart money moving in, and that could be happening. What does this mean for us in crypto? Let's look at the charts. So very important, guys, I have no good news to you, which means that, I mean, the good news is that we'll be able to short, but if you're buying here, if you're drawing trend lines like this, I see so many people drawing like, oh, we had 3 bounces. Fuck that, bro. Fuck that. It's just completely ludicrous to do that. So what you really want to do, go down into the 4-hour chart and see what's happening. On the daily, this is a market structure shift. It's a strong reversal signal. The last time I've told you that this was happening was up here on October 17th, when that was the reversal on the daily chart. Up there in October 17th. The same exact pattern is playing out on the internal structure. We had a 50% retrace on the daily chart here. Again, if you've been following the channel, you know this. If you're not following, guys, subscribe. I do this 5 to 10 minutes every single day. I help you make money like this. I show you exactly what I do with my own money. You can follow if you want. You can just watch if you don't. 10 minutes a day. Invest your time. It is worth it. So that said, let's go in here. So we came back 50 and had daily rejection from there. That is horrible news. Horrible news. That means sub 80,000 Bitcoin is incoming within the next 2 weeks, no questions. And that basically means that we just need to find another short entry. The reason why I closed, because if Trump was to come at him for some miraculous reason, say, hey guys, we figured it out, there is no problem, there is no tariffs, no nothing, the market will rip because it hangs on this uncertainty. So, and because I was playing on Bitfunded, if you're not familiar with Bitfunded, it's basically like a prop firm. I got a $150,000 account for $1,000. I passed the challenge, and this is already my live profits. I can withdraw that in no time. So they give you higher accounts. You can trial them. There's a link in the description. You can check them out. But anyway, so what I was saying here is that I had to close because I didn't want that to rip. There are daily limits on Bitfunded, so I did close. I'll let you know in the community. I explained it here. I said for the 20% that doesn't understand, I have to close Bitfunded because there is a max drawdown limits. If I sleep now and market rips, I might lose my account. Ultimate target is sub 80,000. If I had no risk from Bitfunded, I'll leave the trades as is. And this still stands. If you have a trade short open that is not on Bitfunded, you don't have risk limits, whatever, I would just leave that open. The reason why I closed, because of the daily risk limits. That said, here's what I'm thinking. I do think we need to get some kind of relief bounce, so all the people who say that this is a trend line and you have to trade the trend line, like all the noob traders, will have to get trapped, right? So because they have to get trapped, I do believe we can potentially see a bounce here. Now, I'm not long in this. I'm not buying this. I don't even care if it goes all the way up here and the market going to 20%. You're pissing against the wind, and I don't want to piss against the wind. So that said, I'm not going to play this. I did try 2 longs yesterday. I wanted to catch this 2% move. Completely hammered me with this one in a stop loss. So I think it doesn't make sense to piss against the wind, especially in uncertainties like this. So what I think is most likely is that this will start climbing up a little bit. It's very difficult to know what will actually happen. Because again, a lot of news driven. It's Wednesday, so the market could potentially reverse, setting the weekly bias to bearish, have a retrace, and then flush again at the end of the week. So we have to see. This is why I have the community. I'm gonna come here tomorrow and update you as well what's happening. But I have a community. It's free to join. There's a link in the description. I will drop an update immediately when I see something. But ultimately, my expectation is that we have to have some kind of retrace here. There is a 5-minute market structure shift here, which is kind of sufficient enough for this to continue pushing higher. So you can see this is a market structure shift. It will come back 50. If I see a 5-minute market structure shift, maybe it's worth a small skull, but you have to take these very, very small positions because they can get hammered like this, even though the setup looks good, because the high time frame just have so much sell pressure. So ultimately, I would not be surprised to see a retrace to this hourly OB up here around this level. Somewhere here, if we see that, that's a perfect shorting opportunity. Let me look at where would that be in Bitcoin. So you can look here. Bitcoin would about 92,600, somewhere up here. This is my first area to short. This is my second area to short. I don't think we're going back above 95,000. I actually don't think we're going back above 93,000, but this is kind of what I would expect. Market structure shift and the nuke. Also, please know that this does not mean that we're going to get a retrace. The market is completely screwed. If you've been following the shows here on the 100x Club, I've been literally saying do not trust this balance. And even then, I've been explaining that the built-up liquidity here is just horrendous and that it is going to get taken. It is going to get taken. This is just one added point to all this liquidity built up here. So it's not a question of if, it's a question of when. Are we going to go from here? Are we going to go and retrace and then, or are we going to all the way retrace up here or up here and then reject from there? I am going to update you once I see a rejection, but all I need to see from here is a little bit of retrace, a market structure shift, a lower low on the 5-minute chart. Similar pattern that you see here on the day. This chart looks fucked, bro. It's like looks horrible. Anyway, so same thing on a 5-minute like this, close above, close below, and once you have that, I think it's game on, and I'm going to add to my short and open up another short positions. Guys, this is it. If you have found this good, subscribe to the channel, come back for another one. Make sure to check out this. This is going to be an AMD video. If you've seen that already, awesome. If not, check this out. I explain a little bit of the market structure shift and how these accumulation, manipulation, distribution plays out. Subscribe to the channel, come into the Telegram, the group. Please do not make me post shit like this again. Please come back every single day, invest 5 to 10 minutes of your day. I promise you it's worth it. See you in the next one. Ciao.